Stop. Wait. I know what you're thinking. Because of the title of this video, but stop. Right where you're at. Okay? It is almost 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't buy Uprising booster boxes. Don't. Here's why. If you're a new player, do not buy Uprising booster boxes. Here's what you should buy if you are a new player to the game. Blitz decks. Fire Dromai. Buy the Blitz decks. Okay? Buy the Blitz decks. $10. Here's why. For the first time in, I think, Flesh and Blood's history, we are in the most player market of player markets. This is prior to Road to Nationals season, so these prices, depending on the performance of some of these heroes, could very well skyrocket in the coming weeks. But as it sits right now, you can buy one of the Blitz decks from Uprising, and then you could mosey on over to TCG Player, bear with me, and pick up singles for an extremely low cost that I have never ever seen before in this game. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. If you are a new player coming into Flesh and Blood, my recommendation to you right now, experienced player, and heck, somebody that works for card shops, hobby shops, you know, if you are wanting to just go and open boxes to see what you pull, definitely go for it. Be my guest. But if you are cracking booster boxes to build decks, you are wasting your money right now. And right now we're in a time period, right? The economy's not looking great. You know, money's a little tighter. $10 Blitz deck, right? To start the game. This is good enough right out the box to play. Right? Good enough right out the box to play. But if you go to FABTCG.net, check out some Phi decks or some Dromai decks or whatever it might be. You know, this is the start, okay? And then go to TCG Player. Pick up some of these singles while they're so cheap. Pick up play sets of these singles while they're so cheap. Ice Eternal is 14 cents. You have Majestics. Phoenix Form for Phi is $2 right now. These are Majestics that are this cheap. This is a player's market. Thaw, which if you are a draconic hero playing into almost any ice hero, this is a necessary sideboard, and pre-release before it launched in the US and product was being opened and put out on the secondary market. Thaw was like a $20 card. It was a $20 card. Now, like, here we are, it's a $6 card now, guys, and you know, you can build a viable CC or Blitz deck with any of these new heroes for way less than any other game right now. At least in my opinion. I could be wrong. That's just me spouting it off. But the necessary cards to build these decks are sense. It's sense. You could build a viable Dromai or Phi, you know, Blitz deck to take to your local armory for less than like $30. Like, think about that. Like, that's nothing but value. Now, you know, that's excluding legendaries, but even the legendaries from this set specifically, which would be a fantastic start, are not that expensive. I think I saw Tiger Stripe Shuko today was down to $70. Just the rainbow foil version. That's incredibly cheap. Crown of Providence, $100. That's, I mean, and you know, there's the argument that people are saying it's better than Skullcap, but it costs as much as Skullcap does before ever even being reprinted. Now, these prices will fluctuate. They will fluctuate. They might go up. They might go down even more. And I know there's going to be a bunch of collectors, maybe in my comments, saying, hey, this is a bad thing. You shouldn't be so excited about this. You shouldn't be, you know, happy that a product is is dipping this much. And I'm a collector myself, okay? You can see behind me. I collect things. I collect items. I get it. I get it. And this is may have to do with factors that are beyond what I understand generally, right? But this is a sign that whatever LSS has decided to do when they got rid of first edition, in my opinion, this is a sign that what they aimed to do for the game by doing that worked. How did it work? Why did it work? Well, if you look at something like, let's see, Crown of Providence, and you look at the current rainbow foil price, the current rainbow foil price, lowest is $106.90 for just a rainbow foil. But then you look at the cold foil market price, and it's $166.85. You have a decent difference between the cold foil versions of the legendaries and the rainbow foil versions of the legendaries. Tiger Stripe Shuko, I think the cold foil is about 150-ish right now, but the rainbow foil 70, because there appears to be a greater distribution of rainbow foil versions of cards, but the cold foil versions are far more rare. I like that they did this, and this combination of things makes it so players, mind you, and collectors are just as important to a thriving game. Players are able to get the equipment pieces, the cards that they want to play with at a reasonable cost. And as much as I'm a collector, as much as I love collecting and cracking cases and boxes and whatever it is, you can go down to your local game store and pick up a $10 Blitz deck right now. If you're a new player, pick up a $10 Blitz deck, then hop on over to TCG Player and pick up all of the necessary upgrade cards for this hero. I'd venture to say, like, full play sets, not even Blitz play sets, full play sets of the CC. So three of each card. You could go and pick those up right now on TCG Player for less than $100 easily. That might even be generous. That might even be over generous saying $100. You're looking at maybe like $60-$70, give or take. And this is the basis. This just starts, whatever. If you're a new player getting into Flesh and Blood, I need to just have you, take a second here. Okay? Go ahead if you want to. Go ahead and open boxes, man. I don't care. I'm not your dad. I'm not your mom. I'm not here to tell you, like, damn you if you crack boxes. No. Go ahead and crack boxes. I've cracked boxes. You can see the boxes I've cracked right here, right? I'm not being a hypocrite right now. What I'm trying to say is, there's a more cost-effective way if you are a new player to this game to and I feel like even as experienced players, we have kind of the edge on knowing these things and saying, hey, don't waste your money. Like, don't waste your money. We'll get you started. Pick one of the new heroes, and, like, here's a deck list. TCG Player has these cards going for an insane amount right now, and by insane amount I mean like an insanely low price. Go and just get the cards you need. Go and get the cards you need. I feel like if this is where Flesh and Blood's at going forward, some collectors, there may be a lot of collectors, excuse me, the whales of the game, the big boy collectors, like, they might back out and say, like, hey, I'm done with this. And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But for Flesh and Blood to grow and become not just a collector's game, but a player's game, something like Uprising needed to happen. And I will be a firm believer of that until I'm proven otherwise, that this is game breaking. I love what they did with Uprising. I don't feel like, even though I cracked open so many boxes, I don't feel like I've wasted money. I mean, I've pulled a Crown of Providence, I pulled the Marvel Dracona Optimi. And once again, a lot of these prices may just be because, hey, it's opening weekend. At least in the US, because it was delayed a week. It's opening weekend. you know, what are we going to, like, where are these prices going to fall on these cards? I think it's still a little too early to tell. The market's very volatile. Until we start seeing results from bigger events, I don't think these cards are going to budge much, but this is your time as a player to then get in during this player's market. If you want to, like, get in and you want to take Phi seriously or Dromai seriously, get in there, get your cards, do it now. Do it now. Do not come back to me in 3 to 4 months and say, oh, Papa Sin, I wish I would have bought that card for Phi, or man, I wish I would have bought those Icelander cards. No. Do it now. Do it now. I'm sorry I've been out and about, and I've been busy running events and, you know, gathering stuff up, getting ready for Uprising launch weekend at our local game stores. And yeah, I just wanted to put this out here and put this out there, like, launch it straight out into the void. You know, feel free. I appreciate all the love that you guys have been showing the channel lately. I appreciate it. You guys are the best. You guys are awesome. You're why I keep making videos and why I keep talking about things. I have some cool stuff coming up in the next couple months, some podcast appearances, and I'm going to be talking to some really cool people from around the community. So, and if you know me on Twitter, feel free to follow me there, Sin on Stream, and subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to, subscribe to our Patreon. Thank you guys so much, and have a great week. Sit out.